Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you're here.
Welcome to Reignite the Spark, a 5-day challenge to renew and strengthen your love and connection. Thank you so much for setting aside this time to really grow more love in your life and in the world. I'm Christine Earthheart.
And I'm Brett Earthheart. We're the founders of the Center for Thriving in Relationships.
And these things that we're going to be sharing with you over the next 5 days, they are easy to apply. They are research backed. They are laboratory tested. And we know if you truly apply them in your relationship, you are going to see a difference and big results. And we can't wait to hear about them. So let's talk about the spark in your relationship. Relationships really are living things, and they are always either growing or dying. They don't just really stay the same. And so if you understandably in the busyness of life have been tending to all the things over here, hoping that your relationship is going to be vibrant and thriving, it just isn't the case. No matter how strong and ablaze the spark was when you first got together, every relationship requires our continual love and attention in order to really allow it to become what it's capable of being.
And some of you might be experiencing some significant challenges right now, and we're so glad that you're here. And if you are, you're in the right place. And what we found again and again and again is that by simply adding more connection in a relationship, simply by adding more of the good stuff, more positive moments together, that the bad stuff just kind of gets resolved. The difficult stuff will just tend to kind of feel like it doesn't matter so much or not at all anymore. So I'm so glad that you're here.
Yes, absolutely. And if you feel like, gosh, we're really good friends, or maybe you've gotten disconnected, or maybe you're in a good place and you know that you just want to keep nurturing your loving connection, it really, wherever you are, is perfect. And the good news is if the spark feels far away, if you haven't felt in a while, it is there. And again, it just needs to be really stoked. And we're going to be doing that very thing. And we've been together 20 years now. And actually just last night, Brett and I had different plans. And all of a sudden, I actually just serendipitously ended up driving behind him on the way home. We were both just coming home at the exact same time. And I ended up in my vehicle behind his. And I had visceral butterflies. And that's not because of luck or coincidence at all. It's truly because we have made our relationship the number one priority in our lives. And we've learned the roadmap, and we're intentionally doing these things that foster love and connection in our spark, growing brighter through the years, not dimmer. And we wish that for every couple on the planet. So let's do this together.
Yeah. So over these 5 days, you're going to learn information that is really credible, that's research backed, and that's been laboratory tested with thousands of clients that we and our center have worked with over the years. So we know it works, and it works consistently and predictably. And this work is we want to make it fun, because when we're having fun, our brain is more engaged, right? We are, generating, kind of more neurogenesis, which is to say, we're growing more brain cells, and we're integrating this information, in more rapidly and with a deeper imprint when we're kind of having fun as we're learning it. So we're going to try to keep it fun for you.
Absolutely. And we really believe that what we're sharing is vital. If you want to have a thriving relationship, these aren't just maybes. These are the essentials. And it's okay. Most people don't learn anywhere how to have a thriving relationship, no matter how kind or intelligent or successful you are in other life areas. Learning how to really have this thriving relationship that lasts a lifetime or as long as it serves you to last. These are things that need to be learned and can be learned, and we are here to support you with them. And again, this is what we do in our own relationship, as well as what we've trained coaches in our certification program, and what we've been so honored to share with thousands of clients in our private practice and through our Thrive in Love online course and other courses. So here are just some quick tips. We invite you to get curious. It's really easy for our precious brains to associate what is known with what is best, but those are oftentimes two different things. So just because you have a certain habituated way of seeing your partner, yourself, relating to one another, we invite you to let that go and just get curious and open up to new ways of interacting and seeing yourself and your beloved.
This is so important because over a long-term relationship, we're constantly changing and evolving. And I never want to see my beloved as who they were in the past. Well, I guess the good stuff, yeah, we could keep that. But we want to see each other as like, who are you right now? And when we do that, we have this like, this eternal sense of mystery and excitement about kind of learning our beloved because like, maybe what they said yesterday isn't true today. And isn't that wonderful? Like I want to know who they are right now.
Yeah, yeah. Another quick tip is to actually do the exercises. You can follow along these videos we'll be sending you each day and intellectually get it. That is going to be nothing in comparison to actually integrating it, applying it, embodying it. That is where the magic is. That's where the aha is, the transformation. And we want that for you. So as with all things, the more you show up, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out of this. And we're making these easy, simple. They don't take much time, but they are powerful. So trust us on this one and really set aside some time together each day where you can be fully present. And if your partner is doing this challenge with you, hooray, that's amazing. We celebrate and honor you both so deeply. And if you are here solo, if your partner isn't available or isn't interested, we just send extra love your way, and you are incredible for showing up. And life really is a mirror in so many ways. So when we change, our relationship often reflects that. So we welcome you exactly as you are. And the last thing is we invite you to join the Facebook group. So there's a private Facebook group. If you're not in yet, head on over. We'll send you the link in your email. We're going to be in there every day, connecting with you, cheering you on, celebrating you. We're so eager to hear how these things go for you. And then we're also going to be doing this challenge right by your sides. And so we'll post a picture of us doing each day's challenge with you. And we'll post that specifically in the Facebook group. So we really hope you'll join us there for community and inspiration. Having a thriving relationship is contagious. Just like so many other things in life, when they look at, the different predictors for how, whether or not somebody will have a really healthy relationship, it's the people around them. How are their relationships? So join a community of others who are inspired and motivated and committed to really making the best of this journey of love we're on.
Right.
All right. So also, if you show up in the Facebook group and post every single day, we welcome enthusiastically pictures of you doing the challenge. And it doesn't need to be a picture, at least just posting in there. Any takeaway from doing it? How did it go? We want to hear. If you do that for all 5 days and then just simply send us an email at info@centerthrive.com, we will zip on over this guide. It's a favorite of people, this particular assessment, 5 most common fears of getting close to someone. You're going to take this quick assessment and you'll be able to determine what are the key fears for both of you. Big aha moment. And then once we know what has been a barrier to love, then we can clear the barrier and open up so much more space for love and connection. So you'll get to discover what your top fears are, and then also what specifically to do based on what fears are present for both of you. So highly recommend getting that. All you do is participate in the Facebook group, and we will joyously send it your way at the end of the week.
All right. We want to very quickly go over the 5 stages of a thriving relationship. And we need to know this information because if we don't understand what stages are, we don't know what stage we're currently in. We don't know what the goal is, and we don't know what the steps are to get there. So it's very important information. And so every relationship starts off in the romance stage. And that's that kind of first, on average, 6 months to 2 years of a relationship, where we're just physiologically, in this kind of euphoric state, where, attraction, connection, curiosity, listening to each other, it comes really easy. And inevitably, that is not a permanent state to always be in, and that there are these power struggle moments that start to come in to our relationship. And the power struggle is where, we both have needs and our mindset isn't in the right place. And so our needs are coming into conflict with each other. And that's it's a painful, kind of miserable place to be in that power struggle. And the way out of the power struggle is by getting on the other side of it. And it's shifting to a commitment mindset. A commitment mindset is one where I believe in us. I believe in our potential. I believe in doing the work. I'm in a state of willingness to really do the work, and I'm always kind of starting off looking at myself instead of blaming my partner. Right? In that power struggle, it's like what gets us stuck there is it's like our needs are in conflict, but we're also blaming each other for that. So that is just miserable place to be in. So that commitment mindset, that's what gets us out of it. And if we are in that commitment mindset, asking ourselves, like, what does this relationship need from me? What am I doing to cause these things that don't feel good? Then that sends us into doing growth, personal growth, and growth in our relationship. And if we do enough growth, if we put in, do the work, put in the effort, prioritize the relationship, then inevitably we get to thriving. And that's where we all want to be. And, we're really kind of, frustrated and unsatisfied if we're not, in thriving, or at least moving in that direction.
Yeah, and the aim isn't that we get to thriving and we're just permanently there. We're going to end back up in a power struggle, and then we just need to recommit, grow some more, and return to thriving. And so over the lifetime of a relationship, we'll go through this cycle many times. The aim is that we can move from power struggle to commitment, maybe in a matter of minutes or hours rather than days, weeks, months, years, decades. So that's really what we're aiming for here, to spend most of our time in thriving. All right, so like Brett mentioned, the key ingredient to really move us out of power struggle into commitment certainly is making a commitment. Also, though, rather than looking at what our partner needs to do differently, which is such an innocent, understandable thing to do and really valid. We all have had those things like, well, if my partner would just do this, 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 and this, we would be so much happier. And while that is absolutely true, if both of you are stuck in that way of thinking and aren't leaning in and getting curious about what you can do to make it different for your partner, you're not going to get very far. And both of you are going to end up dissatisfied and unfulfilled. And so blame, we get a big shot of adrenaline when we're in blame and criticism. And so it can be highly addictive. But it is never going to get us the kind of relationship we want by blaming our partner for how things aren't working and blaming them for how things could be better and how they're failing to make things better. When someone is blaming you, when have you ever wanted to lean in and come closer to them? Hardly ever, right? When someone's blaming us, it's like a repellent. So not good for the spark. So what we invite you to do, this is a key part of your challenge this week, is to shift out of blame and into taking personal responsibility. Because when we take personal responsibility, that's where our freedom is, our wisdom is, our true leverage to change our reality, really in any area of life. So we're not saying that your partner doesn't have some role in this. Like, you probably co-created your challenges and you get to co-create a wonderful relationship. And what we invite you to focus on is, what is your role in things not being as good as they could be? And most importantly this week, your opportunity to make things better than ever. And when we're taking responsibility, people are much more interested in wanting to spend time around us.
Absolutely. When we're upset about something, it's usually because, we want to feel more connected to our sweetie. We want them to nurture us more. We want them to be more affectionate, more sexual, more present with us. And, when we start blaming them for that not happening, right? It's like what I want to be doing is inviting them, in, for connection. And, what I'm doing when I'm blaming them, right, is kind of pushing them away. And, it creates this really confusing situation of mixed messages, that just really keeps us stuck in that painful cycle.
Yeah. So we want you to get out of the unnecessary pain and suffering. So these are the two questions. Brett mentioned these, so we're just going to reiterate them so you have them crystal clear. The first one, we love these questions so much, is looking at, how am I creating this? Again, rather than blame, you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing this. Like, okay, let me just get curious, not to blame yourself. We do this with great grace and compassion. We are all humans on this lifelong earth school journey. So we're all here to learn and grow. And we usually learn what works by first learning what doesn't work. And so, this is just really more an invitation to realize where your power and your wisdom is. And then question number 2 is, what does this relationship need from me to thrive? So again, shifting away from, I need this from you and this from you and this from you. Again, so valid. And begin to look at, what does this relationship need from you? Because then you have opportunity to actually affect change, which is so much more motivating and empowering. So here are just some examples for how to make that shift from blame to taking responsibility.
Yeah, so the blame thought would be, you're not listening to me, right? And probably, if I say it out loud, right, my tone is probably acidic, hurt, but I'm also probably, frustrated or angry, in my tone and my facial expression. And the 100% responsibility, version of that would be, I wonder how I can communicate in a way that makes it easier to hear me.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be much more productive.
For sure. So another example, you don't communicate with me, blame. Shifting that into getting curious. I wonder how I can listen in a way that makes it easier, safer, or more inviting to want to openly share yourself with me. So the need there for wanting more communication, to hear your partner's feelings, thoughts more, so beautiful and valid. Blaming them though might further shut them down and push them further away. Whereas taking responsibility is going to invite them in and allows you to get curious and creative about how you can create the safest space possible for them.
Yeah, so another blame statement would be, I'm mad at you for, being late for our date, for, leaving dishes in the sink. I'm actually mad about not feeling like a priority to you, and I'm blaming my anger on you. Now, that would be a much more productive way to say it.
Yeah. And sometimes in that, it's like we're even just angry about something in our own life, individual life, and we put that on our partner. The aim is to get curious about, like, okay, what's the real anger here that I'm just projecting onto you? So we'll go through these other ones quickly, and there are countless examples for how you can shift from blame into responsibility. We just wanted to get you thinking, get that muscle working. So blame, you make these other things and people more important than us spending time together. Shifting into responsibility would be, I wonder how I can make our time together more irresistible and enjoyable.
Blame, you aren't loving me in the ways I want and need to be loved. And
responsibility is getting curious. Like, I wonder how I can best love you in the ways that you want to be supported. Yeah, awesome. All right, so that's going to be your big challenge for today, is to start getting excited and committed to what you can do to make your relationship better. And this is simple but powerful. So when was the last time you went to your partner and you said something like, oh, I want to have the most amazing relationship imaginable with you, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help us get there?
really?
What?
Really?
Really?
Oh, I love hearing that.
So this is so simple and so important. So in relationships, we get stuck in patterns and different seasons and chapters of life. And so it just requires us to press a giant reset button to commit and recommit over and over and over to our relationship, to seeing each other as allies and teammates, and to having a thriving relationship. So this is a brand new, beautiful moment that has never been here before. And this is your invitation to make a recommitment, a reprioritizing of your relationship, and to let your beloved know that you are all in and that you want to have the best relationship imaginable.
Yes.
All right, so we've made this easy for you by giving you a prompt that includes all the things we've talked about: commitment, taking responsibility, your own eagerness to learn and grow. So here it is.
So we really want you to do this, to try this, and really say this to your beloved. I know there are things I've been doing in a relationship, some that I'm aware of and some that I'm not even aware of, that haven't been helpful. I want to learn and grow and create the best relationship possible with you, and I'm willing and committed to do whatever it takes. I want to thrive and love with you.
Ditto. So You can make this your own. You don't need to use this prompt exactly. We just wanted to make it really, really easy for you. So certainly use this. Again, you can do this with your partner if you're both willing to make this commitment to taking responsibility and to learning and growing and seeing what's possible for you. It's so powerful. We are cheering you on all the way as you do this. And if your partner, go. And if your partner isn't doing this challenge with you by your side, let them know in the next 12 hours, be sure in your own words or through this, let them know that you want to have an incredible relationship with them and that you realize your role, your responsibility in helping make that happen. And let us know how it goes. We really want to hear from you. Wonderful things are ahead. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You completed day one.
Day one. Done.
We can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 2. Again, we have a really concrete relationship tip invitation for you to share every single day. So today was all about making a commitment and eliminating blaming criticism. So for these next 24 hours, no blame or criticism. Start getting curious about your role in things and make this commitment that you get to be a part of making come true, is having the greatest relationship ever.
All right, let's do this. Yeah, you're just ready to take things to the next level. And we're here to be on your team to support you in whatever way that we can, make sure that that happens.
Yeah, sending so much love and support your way. So grateful to have you here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, big hearts, big love. See y'all.